Welcome to the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Back home after a trip west. Locomotive FC versus Monterey Bay FC. Black hits tonight for the Locos as we take you behind the scenes presented by GECU. It's USL Championship Soccer headed your way. It's match day in El Paso. After more than 2 weeks, Locomotive returning home to Southwest University Park, playing host to Monterey Bay FC. A good evening to you, Duke Keith, along with Heidi Mocha here in the broadcast booth. We'll be hearing from the third member of our team, Rachel Phillips, very shortly. She is pitch side already. But first, Heidi, a little time off for Locomotive FC, but then a road trip to San Diego for USL Championship action, and then the U.S. Open Cup versus Central Valley Fuego.
Yes, and it was a tough road trip for the Locos, coming up short in both matches. But the beauty of the game is in just a few days, there's another match. And here we are. We're hearing from the players and the coaches that they are ready and looking forward to getting 3 points tonight.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen against a team Locomotive has never faced before. That would be Monterey Bay FC, joining the league this season. So far, they've been trying to hit their stride, same as Locomotive, coming in with one win in the season. They've been road warriors as they wait for the renovations of their home stadium to be completed. Not the easiest of situations for head coach Frank Yallop to manage.
But this is still a dangerous team that El Paso is facing tonight. They have some good players, but so do the Locos. El Paso comes into tonight top 5 in the league in goals scored, with 6 different players scoring. They are tied first in passing accuracy, so they won't be turning the ball over. But while there's been good moments for El Paso, head coach John Hutchinson knows that a win tonight would go a long way. And with more on Hutch's thoughts, we'll send it to Rachel Phillips down on the pitch.
Duke, Heidi, good evening. Yesterday at training, Hutch told me that the team right now just needs time. Time to adjust to the style of play and time to gel as a team. Obviously, the issue right now is, though, they haven't had a lot of time. But Hutch says they're doing all the right things in training to adjust to some of those issues that they've been having in those big games. He says he doesn't know when things will change, but he says when they do, he thinks it'll be free-flowing from there, and he hopes it begins right here tonight.
We're one win away from kickstarting our season, because I just think once we turn that one win over, our season's going to really kick from there, because, as you said, we have a good squad. We have some really good footballers, we have some good pros, and my belief in them hasn't changed.
And guys, a lot of that beliefs comes down to all of the positives they're seeing from this team out there on the field. Obviously tonight they get a chance to prove that right here and put some points on the board. Duke.
A lot on the line tonight as both teams are trying to get on the winning track. It's El Paso Locomotive FC versus Monterey Bay FC. Kickoff and starting lineups on the other side of the break.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Presentando el Casa Pre-Owned Advantage en Casa Buick GMC. Tenemos la ventaja de tener una gran selección de autos con más de 700 vehículos para elegir. Es la ventaja de financiamiento fácil, es obtener la aprobación, junto con una garantía limitada de 6 meses, 6,000 millas, incluyendo con cada vehículo. Es la ventaja de nuestra promesa de cashback por 7 días para que compres a gusto fácilmente. Descubre Casa Pre-Owned Advantage hoy y elige entre cientos de autos usados de calidad en Casa Buick GMC.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain with 3 convenient locations in El Paso. Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Buick GMC. It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 700 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Buick GMC is more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned advantage today when you shop from hundreds of quality used cars at Casa Buick GMC.
Welcome, a beautiful evening in downtown El Paso, Texas. Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha, Rachel Phillips with you here from Southwest University Park as we pay honor to the United States of America with the singing of our national anthem. A big match tonight, though, Heidi, for Locomotive FC as they try to right the ship. Monterey Bay already has its first win. For Locomotive FC, a very different lineup as John Hutchinson put in the position of kind of having to manage minutes a bit.
Yeah, it looks that way, but look at all the veteran Locomotive players on there tonight. So we still have some of those new ones, but look, we got the back line. We got Borelli, Fox, and Yuma. That always feels good. And then Ryan, Chapa, Dylan, and Diego up front. So we've got Gomez, our all-time leading goal scorer. So, and then add in Tanupe and Brockbank tied for our leading goal scorer today, this season. So
true enough.
Good.
For Frank Yallop and his Monterey Bay FC squad, the man of the hour for them would be Chase Boone. He's on the bench to start. Of course, they've had their own double whammy this week in terms of Open Cup and championship play, but still a lot of punch. Frank Yallop, as I remember his tactics back in MLS, likes to play direct, likes to find those big heads in the middle with crosses.
Exactly.
So, immovable object versus unstoppable force perhaps tonight for Monterey Bay FC and Locomotive FC as we get ready to kick things off here this evening in El Paso, Texas. Eighth Notch is in full voice as always. A great crowd on hand on a beautiful evening in El Paso, Texas. A little dusty earlier today. It seems to have faded out as we hit the evening time. And not a moment too soon. Locomotive in their home blacks, as you can see, in Richie Ryan. The veteran Yuma. Lots of leadership for this Locomotive squad from the back and through the middle with those two. Though they are in their mid-30s, they can still find those great passes. And Yuma being able to have him back at center back this season. He was kind of a double pivot number 6 when he first came to Locomotive FC. He sees the game so well, the Spaniard.
He definitely does, and he's good at communicating and organizing, and that's what we really need to see Locomotive do better on that transition and to the defensive plays.
Locomotive FC, in a number of games, has scored the early goal. And of course, among the league leaders in goals scored, as you pointed out, with 8 from 6 different scorers this season. The passing accuracy is right back where Locomotive has always been, 84% at the very top of the USL Championship. Possession is up to 66% this year. It's just the defensive breakdowns they've been trying to wrangle, and for the first time ever,
right,
according to John Hutchinson this week, as we are underway from Southwest University Park, a locker room full of the same faces from one week to the next. It's the first time they've been able to do that, and an early injury. Our referees tonight in the center, Jervis Atagana. His assistants, Chris Canales and Ben Davis, and the fourth official tonight is Marco Vega. And I believe that is Eder Borelli. Seems to be taking a bit of a break. Saul Soto is on to come.
I think it might be Gomez.
Well, you may be right. Indeed it is. Maybe just took a glancing blow. He seems to be none the worse for wear. But we do have this on replay as we take a look. Gomez colliding with the head of Sam Strong. Sam Strong, 6'3", 185-pounder.
Gomez always up for the
Exactly.
challenge.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're not going to win too many battles against a body like that, but not that Gomez is going to stop. And good work by Saul Soto. Is Ricardo Ruiz as well, our quick Texas Tech nod to the dock. But this happening in the opening seconds of it, but apparently he's good to go. I think with a head injury, you just want to take a moment, make sure everybody's got their wits about them, and we play on. Frank Yallop two-time MLS Coach of the Year, two-time champion in the early 2000s with San Jose. And here's Strong. We'll play back to Dallas J, who starts between the pipes for Monterey Bay this evening. The Karen back to Jay. Monterey Bay awaiting Cardinal Stadium, I believe that is the way you pronounce it, awaiting the reconstruction to be complete before they're able to head home. So they've been on the road for every match they've played in the championship, as well as in San Jose to play their Open Cup match.
Yeah, a little bit of road warriors right now.
They, along with Locomotive, did lose their Open Cup match to a League One opponent. Actually, Monterey Bay, I think, losing to a NISA opponent. Locomotive losing to Central Valley Fuego out of League One. Dylan Maris draws the contact and the foul. Bit of a shirt pull from James Murphy. And once again, you see our center referee, Jervis Atagana, Chris Canales, Benjamin Davis, the assistant referees, and Marco Vega is our fourth. Monterey Bay studs up foul. Will lead to a free kick, and our referee, Mr. Atagana, with words for Harry Brockbank, the Englishman. It's funny, Harry Brockbank tied for the team lead in goals along with Dylan Maris with 2 apiece, and he's the guy who spent the least amount of time in El Paso.
Yep. Coming from that right back position.
Locomotive can certainly.
A defender after my own heart. Attack
Yes,
from the back.
That was your old spot, wasn't it?
Yep.
Well, right back, left back, you did play both sides of the pitch. You like a winger who can score some goals, right? Or a back, full back. It's Locomotive. Great seeing eye pass for Borelli from Diego. Chapa, a little further advanced up the pitch to Diego. Diego in those pink boots. Nicely done to Chapa, but he can't run it down. Be over for a goal kick.
I like how Chapa, though, showed for the ball several times there. Got it, knocked it to Diego. Diego out to Borelli. Found it again. He's kind of using that work rate.
The restart coming from Dallas J, man out of Danville, California. Long out of the back, well done by Yuma, the team captain.
And that's what you need to do on any 50-50 balls. You need to challenge and hopefully win them. It's a big part of the game.
Sonupe is going to draw the foul greatly. Well done, Maury Donor. There to pull him down, actually, Hugh Roberts. And Sonupe, standing in front of that, wins Locomotive a free kick. Restart a little too far out for anything directly at goal. Richie Ryan on the restart to Borelli. Locomotive trying to overload that wing. There's Diego, well done. Good thought by Dylan Maris. It'll come to Borelli. Whip of the ball. Diego falling down. Cleared out by Monterey Bay, but Harry Brockbank puts his laces through it. Your Team Casa Auto Group keys to the game. Heidi, what are you looking for tonight?
Well, first they need to look to deny service. So Monterey Bay in their previous matches, they are quick at getting the service into the box. They want to set up from the wings. So expect the Borelli and Brockbank to be active in working to deny those crosses. Then press. Coach Hutchinson, he feels his team's been pressing really well from the front to the back as a unit, and that is something we can continue to look for tonight. And then key moments, what we've seen, defend better in the key moments and be a team that's harder to break down. Even midfielder Emmanuel Sonupe talked about he doesn't blame just the back line for the goals conceded this season. It falls on everyone to be better, and that's something they've addressed in training leading up to this match. So let's see what they do.
Well gathered here. Monterey Bay service into the box. As you would expect, Borelli, nice header to clear it out, but Monterey Bay still making it work. Maury Donor. That's loose and easily gathered by Evan Newton. Cheers from the crowd. Chapa. Locomotive trying to play out of the back. Fox to Chapa. Diego, and a foul drawn by Luna. A little too much for Maury Donor. As Diego, the teenager. A little slow to get up, but appears to be none the worse for wear. Borelli has worn the captain's armband for Locomotive this season. That one, an awkward clearance. Aaron Gomez all over Sam Strong again. If Sam Strong thought there would be any intimidation factor for the smaller Gomez, he's finding out otherwise. Gomez again, knocked off the ball. This will be ruled a corner. Dylan Maris dutifully trots over to provide the service.
And this is where Locomotive needs to have that sense of urgency to get on the other end of these. The corner is a set piece. I mean, this is an opportunity in front of goal.
Andrew Fox heads up. Harry Brockbank, both of them over 6 feet. This kind of thing, Monterey Bay's bread and butter, at least early in the season. Low drive to the near post that's flicked on. And a hard foul, another direct kick coming for Locomotive FC. After the collision, Chapa receiving the caution straight away. Is Monterey Bay's Robbie Crawford. As we take a look at our Texas Tech Health Report, a few names. On the outs, Sebastian Velasquez, of course, continues to rehab. Wish Seba all the best. Chapa Herrera, of course, had his surgery in February. Made his return to Locomotive's lineup in the Open Cup match versus Central Valley Fuego, but is part of the lineup now and was the one who took the harm, at least to put that ball back in play in the mixer.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the foul. And a little closer, perhaps Dylan Maris might like to try his luck. Call it about 23 yards out. Here's Fox. Fox straight in. And an easy gather for Dallas J. Nice swerve, but maybe not the swerve he wanted. And easy in the end for Monterey Bay's keeper. 1-3-0.
It was on target, just not the spot of the target. That I'll still take that over.
Right.
Sailing it over the goal or wide.
Right.
So it's a warm-up. That was a warm-up.
My broadcast partners, old bugaboo, put it on frame. It's Monterey Bay trying to get something working. Locomotive, well done. As Locomotive FC just looking for that break. Looking for the way to get back in. Chapa returning from injury. Again, John Hutchinson talking about having a locker room full of guys from one consecutive week to the next for the first time this season.
Right. He had his full roster, in the locker room. I think only one at that time that has been not available to play, but was still here was Velasquez. So he's, it's been an adjustment for the team to learn to play together, not have time together, and the coaches having to keep changing things up. Not the units are learning each other.
Well, you talk about the units, but there's still unity with this Locomotive FC team. The players talking about hanging out with each other, and to that end, let's bring in the third member of our team, Rachel Phillips, with more on that Locomotive locker room as John Hutchinson just tries to set things solidly. for this Locomotive Foundation. Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, I mean, Hutch said some of the guys might be a little down on their confidence considering their start to the season, but he says they shouldn't be. They've shown a lot of promise and a lot of good moments. It's really just those key defensive errors that are really messing them up and hurting them when it counts. But he says if they can change those errors and put in a full 90-minute performance, he thinks they will be a completely different team. It's just all about getting that rolling. And he says he wants this team to do that right here tonight. He says it all starts with fight, and that's why our quote of note comes from head coach John Hutchinson. He said, quote, "What we're working on is our key areas. What we do have to work on is our principles of play to be the team that we all want to be. I'll fight every single day for the players and the fans and the clubs." And when he talked about fighting, he said it's the Aussie way. It's the only thing he knows, getting out there and just giving things a crack. And as an Aussie myself, well, I certainly know what he's talking about. He's certainly bringing that fight to this team. So don't ever expect this team to go down without a fight.
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel back from hitting the frog and toad with her dad. Rachel, am I still doing this right?
Oh, you're doing very impressively there. I like your Australian slang.
Hitting the road with her dad. That's rhyming slang. Google's a wonderful tool. Here's Yuma. I'll let that slip, didn't I? Here's Foxy. Gomez going down in a heap, but free kick given the other way. Locomotive, though, quickly back into the swing. They have dominated possession in this opening 13 and a half, as they usually do, and Monterey Bay has been content. Of course, I think the word is out. Be patient versus this Locomotive team, but a lot of danger in the feet of that young man. Diego Maris trying to find Sanupe on the right. And it'll be a throw for Monterey Bay.
Dylan looking to see Sanupe wide for the service across, and Sanupe sneaking in behind, hoping he could get the ball there and cut straight to goal.
And further word from our referee, Thagana, as he bends the ear of James Murphy of Monterey Bay. So saw something in the mix as Monterey Bay. And this is, honestly, this is the way I remember Frank Yallop's teams playing. Oh, that's dangerous. The turnover. Diego trying to punish and tipped away by Jay. Diego earning Locomotive a corner kick. Misplayed at the back, and it's Monterey Bay making the slip to give young Diego an opportunity on goal.
A great opportunity for Diego. He knocks it, keeps it down, but the keeper makes a nice little reaction. If he had a little bit more, as you would say, Duke, English on that shot, it might have beat him still, but nice to create that chance, and now a corner kick opportunity at least.
Richie Ryan on the other side. Direct and in short, and headed out of trouble. Getting ahead to that is Donor. Locomotive has everything well covered at the back. Newton. Good for Chapa to blaze a trail out wide and be that option. Locomotive trying to simplify things as they move out of the back, and obviously, with the way things have gone, just those switch-off moments. John Hutchinson and his squad, his coaching staff with Dominic Casciato, Gianluca Masucci, JC Garzon, trying to solve those puzzles for Locomotive so things are easier, Heidi. I mean, obviously, when you're 0-4 and you're giving up goals the way Locomotive has, what do you do as a coaching staff to try and simplify the game?
I mean, I think Rachel mentioned that coach had said, go back to your principles of play. I mean, there are the simple things that you're supposed to do to help your teammates on attack and the simple things on the defense.
Here's Diego trying to chip it ahead. It's well defended by Murphy. Scramble for it, it'll be Sanupe. He's trying to keep it in play. Monterey Bay gives it up, and nicely done by Chapa. Unfortunately, Chapa 5'7" instead of 6'7". Throw in coming for Locomotive. Keith Notch still bringing the atmosphere. It's been wonderful to see the passion from the fans. And sometimes I know not everybody likes that vocal work, but even John Hutchinson says it. It says that they care with the way they react to the matches. And he feels that certainly more than anybody else. And that's going to be a foul. Direct kick coming for Monterey Bay. Dylan Maris with the takedown. Monterey Bay trying to work it out of the back, too tall. So it'll be a goal kick for Evan Newton. On the other side, Dallas J.
It's nice to see Locomotive with those plays. As a play goes into attack, Locomotive has even or more numbers. They're trying to make the play predictable, slow it down, keep the ball in front of them.
Well, Dallas J's had to be called into action a couple of times already. With more on him, Rachel Phillips, pitch side. Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, you mentioned he's been called into action already. 2 massive saves from Dallas J. And you might be thinking he might be their choice starting goalkeeper, but he's actually not. Rafael Diaz is the starting goalkeeper. He's out with a shoulder injury. And Dallas J stepping up to the plate already, making massive saves already here tonight. He started their last game and also the cup game, played a full 90 minutes in both games. He did let in 2 goals in the cup and 2 goals against Sacramento, though. So a chance here tonight for the Locos to put some in the back of the net, and they're in great position to do so right now.
Maury Donor upset with his back line as he's forced into action, puts it over the byline, and another corner kick coming for Locomotive FC. Far post this time and headed down. It's a goal. Fox in the box. Is it not? There it is. It's official now. In the 19th minute, Andrew Fox. Locomotive on the board. Near post, near post, near post, far post. And Andrew Fox there to dump it home.
Came in the back post with authority.
It took him a while to register, but Andrew Fox, 7th different scorer for Locomotive FC this season. Their 9th goal, it's 1-0. And you talked about it, set piece delivery. You have those opportunities. Put it in.
And he fought on that back post to beat the defender and beat burst to that ball. And the keeper headed that ball down. Ooh.
Well over the line.
Yeah, it was over the line, but that's a good effort, I have to say, on this defender. But Foxy hit it just right to get it in.
So, great delivery by Dylan Maris. Will pick up an assist there. But Andrew Fox giving Locomotive a 19th minute lead, despite the effort of Maury Donor again, having to use his head, but wasn't able to get that one before it went over the byline. And another caution issued, this one to Chapa. Dangerous play and a handshake.
And this is the opportunity for Locomotive to show what they have now focused on and they've been working on at practice. You know, they earned that goal. Can they keep their heads in the game, be focused, and not get caught on the defensive end?
Well, and I think that was a professional foul by Chaparrera on Sam Gleadle, who we remember from Reno 1868. Very dangerous midfield player, and I think Chaparrera made a business decision not to let them loose on the counter. Well, Locomotive FC happy as Andrew Fox does some tamping on the pitch. It was his head work that got it done. How did the bench react, Rachel?
Yeah, it was something out of this world. Every single guy on that bench up, cheering, hugging. John Hutchison, though, a little different reaction. He was kind of yelling at the guys to get back into action and focus on the game ahead, which is really the key here, making sure there's no lapses in judgments in that defense. We look at Foxy, that's his 4th goal for the Locos in his tenure here, and a beautiful corner kick from Dylan Maris, one of the best corner kickers the Locos have, so great to see that come from him and the 2 most experienced guys combined.
Definitely Dylan Maris, the man from Zionsville, has had some great opportunities this season to do things he has not been able to do. In his first 2 years, that is misplayed by Yuma, but Fox there to bail out Locomotive in that byline or back line. Sanupe. It'll be a throw picked up by Toyama. Jiro Toyama from Chiba City, Japan. Here you take a look at John Hutchinson. Always the cool demeanor is Chapa. It's taken off of his foot. Trying to get something started here is Donor. Donor wide. Donor, nice cross, but nobody in light blue on the other side. Running under it, though, is Martinez. Walmer Martinez. Chapa sees it through.
Chapa's been everywhere tonight.
Back line, and here's Gomez. Trying to round Hugh Roberts. Roberts does well. Draws the foul. Hugh Roberts, an interesting story. Big man, 6'4" out of Olney, Maryland. Founded the USL Black Players Alliance in 2020. This is an organization that's led by black athletes with a mission to educate and empower their members to use their platforms positively and impact their communities. Also the host of Backyard Footy Podcast, founder of the Backyard Footy Foundation. This guy is active off the pitch and on it in many different ways. He wears the captain's armband quite often for Monterey Bay FC. Charlotte Independence, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Philadelphia Union, Richmond Kickers. One of the things I love seeing about the game in this day and age is that the guys who are, in their late 20s, early 30s, who've had and made a career in professional soccer in the United States, which is something when I first started following the game.
It was hard to do.
El Paso Patriots back in the day, New Mexico Chiles back in the day. It's just not something you saw, first of all, because the money was no good or non-existent. These days, it's a much different story. Just how far American professional soccer has come for both the men and women.
Absolutely.
Nicely done. Good dummy pass, Diego. Shot stopped by Jay again. Backup keeper called into action. That's flicked on. It'll bounce off of Foxy's chest. Andrew Fox taking the sting out of that. Fox and Chapa have done some pretty good defensive work tonight, bailing their teammates out of trouble. It's Locomotive with a 1-0 lead as we enter the 26th minute. Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha, Rachel Phillips with you. Harris in back of Ryan. Here's Fox. That's dangerous. Fox trying to get something on it. It'll be corralled by Crawford. Robbie Crawford. Goal kick. Henry Brockbank upset with the back line.
But something that I'd like to point out is, did you see how many numbers, even though there was a defensive error, a errant pass, numbers got back. Numbers for Locomotive to try to lock it down and not have it also turn into the opponent sneaking in a goal.
Nice chest pass there by Gomez to Diego. Maris, Brockbank. Can't miss those pink shoes. Teenage sensation has been on his game tonight, looking for action, but it is Andrew Fox with the breakthrough in minute 19. And a great set piece delivery. Almost bounced kindly for Gomez. Locomotive patiently working the ball. Brockbank. Gomez. Sonupe. And earns Locomotive a throw. Celebrating its 75th anniversary. Select proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Roberts. Long out of the back. Locomotive getting in close. There's a try. It's good work by Gomez, but again, Dallas J. Right place, right time. You talk about this Locomotive team, all the things that used to be part of Locomotive in the past, the passing, the possession, it's still there, if not better than it has been. Locomotive up at the top in both of those categories, near the top of the league. It's just been those defensive lapses, but right now tonight, as you've pointed out, we've been seeing Locomotive cover things quite nicely at the back.
Yep, when there's been a turnover, transition in the play, Locomotive has emphasized getting numbers back.
Gleedle barreled over by Diego. So free kick. James Murphy seems to be the man to be ready for the restart. Monterey Bay certainly likes its set pieces, and they've got the towering headers in terms of goals scored this season to prove it. Their leading scorer starts tonight on the bench. That's Chase Boone. He has 3 so far this season, but here's the delivery to the far post, and that is sliced up and over. Draws the derisive cheers from section 105. Eighth knot still bringing the noise. Borelli, Diego. Sonupe. Locomotive has done well to score first goals in matches at different points throughout the season. It's the next goal that they want to score, definitely.
Right.
I don't believe they've held a 2-0 lead so far. Of course, this only being their 5th match, but that is what they want to do. Diego.
And they'd really like to have a clean sheet in the first half. For the
that would be helpful too, yes.
That is able. And we do have a goalkeeper who is the leader in clean sheets with Evan Newton in USL.
That's true,
so
all-time
very
leader.
capable. It's just been a breakdown in the team. So
and it's
look
just
for that first half. Just get through the first half, and then we can pull it through.
You know, and that's been the thing for John Hutchinson is we talked about finding all of those people in the lineup. Foxy does well to get a piece of that. Here's Gleedle. Donor. Borelli standing in his way, and it's going to be a free kick as Donor gets a little tap from Borelli. And another free kick coming from Monterey. Again, it's James Murphy. Murphy, service far posts. And it'll It'll be over for a goal kick. For this Locomotive team, as hard as it has been this year, a victory, you've got to think, would be a huge, huge sigh of relief. Rachel Phillips has more on exactly what the thinking would be if Locomotive is able to pull one out here tonight. Rachel?
Yeah, Duke, obviously a massive sigh of relief if it comes off. But you know what? They came in tonight really believing that they could get the win and expecting to get it. Diego Luna at practice said, obviously anything is better than a loss, but they don't want the draw here tonight. They want the full 3 points. If they can do that, he says he thinks the league will start taking them a little bit more seriously and looking at them a little bit more differently as the season moves forward.
Certainly, and that would be, as John Hutchinson talked about, speaking with his mentor, Don Postacoglu, the head coach at Celtic, Scotland's Premier League. There'll be a goal kick here for Monterey Bay. But speaking with his mentor, who is an Australian coach, and John Hutchinson studied quite a bit under him, he says it doesn't matter what it's going to be. Apparently this is a corner, another corner for El Paso. Once they're able to turn that corner, it's like a light switch. John Hutchinson very much wants that switch to go on tonight. Here's Richie Ryan. Far post delivery this time, taken down is Fox, and it's a penalty. Tripped up is Andrew Fox, looking at the far post as Sam Strong takes him down. Jervis Atagana pointed right to the spot. And Locomotive FC with an opportunity to do exactly what we've been talking about, make it 2-0. There you see, feet tangled, Strong. I don't think he can have much to say about this.
No.
In terms of protest.
I think Foxy had him beat on the run. I don't know if the service and him would have connected, but it was clearly a pull down.
The Englishman taken down in the area, and it will be Josue Aron Gomez, Locomotive's all-time leading goal scorer, looking for his second of the season. It's in! 2-0 Locomotive FC. Aron Gomez in the 35th on the penalty. The man from Caratlan, Durango. 23rd goal all time. Great job by Dallas J. He guessed correctly, but a well-placed penalty. You just find it hard to stop.
Well placed and good pace on that.
Outstanding work, and Locomotive has its first 2-0 lead at any point. Again, we're only in match 5.
Now, Gomez has no problem taking the pressure on his back and taking care of business at that spot.
Well, that is a man you know performs under pressure very, very well. On loan from Locomotive sister squad at FC Juarez Bravos for his first 3 seasons here in El Paso, but he is a part of Locos, the Locos team full time now, and is rewarded with his second. Now on top of the goal scoring charts along with Maris and Harry Brockbank. Josue Aron Gomez has done such a wonderful, wonderful job over his 4 seasons in El Paso. He's got to be happy. Well, Rachel Phillips has a little more on Aron and his work for this Locomotive organization. Rachel?
Yeah, Duke, you mentioned he's the all-time leading goal scorer for the Locos. That's now 23 for Aron Gomez here tonight. marks it. He's, as you said, he's now top of the goal scoring with the rest of Dylan Meadows and Harry Brockbank. This is only his second game, though, this season. He's only played a total of 43 minutes before tonight's match, and it's actually his first start of the season sliding into that striker position. And what led up to that chance for Gomez to kick that goal? Well, you saw the penalty obviously get given away, and as that happened, Monterey Bay's bench up in arms, a water bottle thrown across the field. A lot of disappointment there for Monterey Bay, obviously in a very similar position. They want to get some points on the board, just like the Locos here tonight.
Certainly, it hasn't been the easiest of starts for Monterey Bay. Frank Yallop, that whole organization, they'll have a beautiful new stadium, a revamped stadium in Cardinal, once they get that completed. That gives them a leg up on a lot of the other championship teams to have a soccer-specific stadium to start your home existence. But 1 and 3 coming in. They do have a win versus Roots.
Right now they have the road, the road challenges until that happens.
Indeed, Toyama does well. Holding on to this, here's the cross to the far post off Borelli, and he'll nod it out for a throw. Donor, who seems to be everywhere himself for Monterey Bay. Defensively and offensively up that wing. Donor zips that in. Yuma nods it out. Trying to find Gleedle was James Murphy. Still with it. To Gleedle from Murphy here, but straight to Yuma. Not out of trouble. Straight into the path of Sanupe goes Roberts. Sanupe. Well done by Strong. Didn't let Sanupe slip off to the side one way or the other, which could have been deadly. Fox gets a piece of that.
He's off to the races if that happens.
Right. Chris Cortez there as well. Dangerous run of possession. Gleedle knocking Borelli down, and that will be a foul on Gleedle to give Locomotive a free kick.
And right before that series, with the Locomotive getting up, I love that when there was pressure in dangerous areas, they had no problem relieving that pressure with a long ball, and it created even a dangerous opportunity on the attack. So Locomotive not messing around in the back when they can relieve pressure and create another chance.
Chapa. That's taken away. Good work by Robbie Crawford. It's an Eastern Conference clash on ESPN Deportes. Detroit City FC welcoming Birmingham Legion FC. Don't miss the Motor City take on the Magic City. Motor City versus Magic City. That is happening Friday, April 15th. That's a 3 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time start on ESPN Deportes. Detroit City has been full value. Great addition from Nisa in its first season of USL Championship action. Diego, whistle for the foul. A little too close on Donor. A little better spell of possession for Monterey Bay, but still haven't been able to break down Locomotive just yet. Cortez. Donor again.
And what we talked about earlier is what they're literally looking to do is get it out to those wings so they can service back in front. So they're starting to find a man wide, but instead of getting the ball back into a target, they've been trying to play it further down the wing, and fortunately just a little too far, and it rolls out of bounds.
Another yellow card issued here. This one to Stone as he takes down Aron. Aron Gomez has had to meet up with number 99 more than once tonight. And this time, Stone earns the yellow, and it'll be a Texas Tech nod to the dock. with Ricardo Ruiz, our head trainer. Not to the head this time, as slides in, left in the studs, and that'll draw a yellow card every time.
Yeah, Gomez is everywhere up top right now and getting stuck in left and right.
Well, we want to shout out Locomotive's U19 team. You'll notice that there are no academy players on Locomotive's bench. First of all, because Locomotive has a healthy enough bench. But secondly, because the U19s are in Dallas in the Dallas Cup. Great, venerable youth soccer tournament. Teams from all over the world. Best of fortunes to Locomotive and the U19 youth.
We hear they're currently watching the game, so shout out to you guys out there.
Best of fortunes to you. On the free kick. It's knotted down. Sanupe trying to get there. Well done by Monterey Bay to clear it out. Locomotive still working it though. Maris. Ball bounces up. Here's Gleedle. Gives it a ride. Brockbank. Monterey throw. Dallas Cup has had quite the reputation for decades in the United States for bringing in some top young talent from around the world of soccer. And it is great that Locomotive is represented there. Once again, Bob Bigney and his coaching staff doing great work in its 4th season of existence, Locomotive FC. And now the Youth Academy, which has been quite the initiative by this United Soccer Leagues. Locomotive FC making it work at all levels. Diego, nice chest trap with the long ball out. Nowhere to really go. But good work by Diego to keep possession to Chapa to Sanupe. Sanupe brought down using the hands to bring him down as Toyama, and it'll be a free kick coming in a very dangerous spot. As we hit the 45th minute here in El Paso, Texas. And you knew Toyama, he reached out, and again, I know Monterey Bay is frustrated, but you reach out with your hands and the player goes over, it's pretty much going to be called.
Right.
And it'll be the fantastic Mr. Fox back there along with Dylan Maris. Let's see who gets this one. Well within both players' range, call it about 24 yards out. It is Fox off the wall. And it's another direct kick. I think a foul right at the edge of the 18 and a caution issued to Robbie Crawford. And that is his 2nd yellow card. Crawford is done here in minute 45. I don't know if we caught that on replay at all. It had to be a foul like hooking an elbow at the edge of the 18, or is it a handball? Appears that it is a handball. A deliberate handling of the ball right at the edge of the 18. And Crawford is done. Let's take a look. Well, he lifted the arm above his shoulder, the chicken wing. But if you do that and the arm is in an unnatural spot,
right,
they are going to call that. Yellow card might be harsh, I think, honestly. But certainly it is a handling of the ball, and Locomotive is that much closer for another free kick. Three minutes of eco-living stoppage time to round out our first half tonight. Locomotive just that much closer to lift in another attempt. Yeah, if I'm being honest, that might be a bit harsh to issue that 2nd yellow, but it was a handling.
Right.
And again, it's Fox. This time again off the wall. Borelli trying to send it through, cleared out. Yuma. Locomotive quickly trying to reset.
Locomotive Yuma back. That's good to make sure there's not that getting caught on transition. They've done a good job of really focusing to not let that happen in this first half.
And then Borelli claps his hands, appreciates the effort from Diego Luna. And Sam Strong is taking a seat. About midway through Eco-Living stoppage time. Again, 3 added minutes. All up to the discretion of our center referee, Jervis Atagana, tonight. So now Monterey Bay having to deal with the Locomotive restart. It'll be a free kick. The Locomotive a quick water break, I think. Sam Strong continues to be tended to. Head trainer Jessica Benedetti of Monterey Bay. First time she's had to come out on the pitch today. But Sam Strong, the big man from Santa Barbara, California. Hartford Athletic, Fresno FC. U23 Youth International back in the day. It is a beautiful evening for soccer here in El Paso, Texas. A light breeze wafting through. As you see downtown El Paso on a Saturday night. Lots to see and do. And of course the bright lights here at Southwest University Park. Probably the brightest lights down here this evening. Lots of action in store as Locomotive will restart this with a throw-in. I think we'll have slightly more than the 3 added minutes because of this lengthy stoppage. Borelli has the ball on top of his head. He's waiting for the referee's signal to throw it back in. And again, Jervis Atagana urging a little patience while things get sorted out. Monterey Bay will bring in a substitution. I think Strong's night is done. And replacing him will be Adrian Rebollar.
And I'm sure they're considering the numbers down.
Certainly.
For their adjustment as well.
Dummy pass by Richie Ryan. Fox will keep it moving to Yuma. Again, we are past that 3 added minutes of Eco-Living stoppage time, but we had a lengthy delay here in stoppage time as Brockbank calling for the foul. He won't get it. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Jervis Atagana will be the man who decides how long we play. Locomotive leading 2-0 here in stoppage time. Kind of a weird finish to this first half. Gomez trying to backheel it up out front of the Locomotive throw. Lots to come during our halftime report, including a play breakdown from your broadcast, from my broadcast partner Heidi Moche. That's all coming up. Goal kick. And this might just do it. Dallas J, certainly the busier of the two keepers tonight. Locomotive has put a pair past him. Off the head of Andrew Fox on a corner kick. The spot kick from Josue from Aron Gomez. And that is indeed on the restart. It's for the half. John Hutchinson and his Locomotive squad have to be much happier headed to the locker rooms than they have been. Locomotive FC leading it 2-0. Fox in the box, he's loose to get Locomotive's first, and then Aron Gomez from the spot. His second of the season, and Locomotive FC leading 2-0 at the half.
Presentando el Casa Pre-Owned Advantage en Casa Buick GMC. Tenemos la ventaja de tener una gran selección de autos con más de 700 vehículos para elegir. Es la ventaja de financiamiento fácil, es obtener la aprobación, junto con una garantía limitada de 6 meses, 6,000 millas, incluyendo con cada vehículo. Es la ventaja de nuestra promesa de cashback por 7 días para que compres a gusto fácilmente. Descubre Casa Pre-Owned Advantage hoy y elige entre cientos de autos usados de calidad en Casa Buick GMC.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
A beautiful evening in downtown El Paso, made even more beautiful by that scoreline. Locomotive FC 2-0 over Monterey Bay, who will play the final 45, a man short, here tonight. Duke Keith with you this evening. Let's take a look at some of the Western Conference scores from Week 4 around the USL Championship. New Mexico United and Oakland Roots notching at 2 apiece. They're in Albuquerque. Colorado Springs Switchbacks win on the road, a big one, all the way down in Miami. That's quite a trip for Colorado Springs, but Switchbacks FC gets it done 2-1 over the Miami FC. Las Vegas Lights 2-1 over Charleston Battery as well on the road. Impressive for the Western Conference, as it was for FC Tulsa over the Red Bulls 3-2. FC Tulsa getting it done at home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. As we take a look at USL storylines, El Paso is focused on its next opponent. A nice write-up on the mindset of the team as they head into this match. Morale remaining high. The team confident that they will be able to turn things around. This is for this evening versus Monterey Bay. You can check that out at uslchampionship.com, where you can find all of this news. The Championship Club's Open Cup draw. Visit uslchampionship.com to find out how the third round of the Open Cup shapes out for our USL teams. And you can vote for the Player of the Month. uslchampionship.com to vote for the nominated players. Once again, here in El Paso, Texas, the sun is setting, but the goals are going in for Locomotive FC. 2-0 for El Paso. As it heads into the second half, a man up. We'll look at the stats, we'll look at the highlights, and plenty more, including my broadcast partner Heidi Mocha with her breakdown of one of those great Locomotive goals. That is as we continue tonight from El Paso, Texas. I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
10 years in the making, a dream start for City.
Maxi Rodriguez, what a stop by Steinwasser.
What a debut for the Legion. Marlon. What a goal from Marlon. What a save, Van Ogle.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. It's a beautiful evening here in El Paso. The score in this one so far tonight is Locomotive 2, Monterey Bay 0. We're going to have a look here at the goal, the first goal for Locomotive with far post service off a corner from Dylan Maris that is on the dime. Andrew Fox takes to that far post and finishes with a header with authority. He just beats his far post mark and puts it down to the ground. The defender and goalkeeper for Monterey Bay just cannot get it. He is there saying, hey, it's in, look at that, with the goalpost cam down on the ground, and you just cannot get any better than that. And in this game, we're going to say it again, the score tonight has El Paso at 2 and Monterey Bay FC 0. Back after the break.
Himself, back it pulls, and it's a score! Dylan Maris, top netting.
Presentando el Casa Pre-Owned Advantage en Casa Buick GMC. Tenemos la ventaja de tener una gran selección de autos con más de 700 vehículos para elegir. Es la ventaja de financiamiento fácil, es obtener la aprobación, junto con una garantía limitada de 6 meses, 6,000 millas, incluyendo con cada vehículo. Es la ventaja de nuestra promesa de cashback por 7 días para que compres a gusto fácilmente. Descubre Casa Pre-Owned Advantage hoy y elige entre cientos de autos usados de calidad en Casa Buick GMC.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso, Texas, as you see Southwest University Park. Here at dusk in El Paso, Locomotive FC 2-0 over Monterey Bay as we continue with the GECU halftime show. Duke Keith and Heidi Mocha with you. Rachel Phillips down on pitch side, but let's take a look at those halftime stats brought to you by GECU. The most important one, the one up at the top, Locomotive, with its first 2-0 lead this season. The total shots on target, 6. Total shots, 7. You've got to like those statistics, Heidi.
Yes, Duke, we do. That is, I mean, even though the keeper had to handle them, that is what you still want. You want them to be on target. That gives you a fighting chance.
And Locomotive with the 2 goals, and again, the passing accuracy exactly where they've been all season long. 84.5% at the very top of the USL Championship. Possession. 61% has been great, and you would expect that to go up, being up a man in the final 45 minutes.
Right.
And
that definitely is to Locomotive advantage.
Absolutely. So those a look at your first half stats here in the GECU halftime show.
And before we go to break, let's take a look at the Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we recognize Jeremy Goss, a nursing coordinator working in the emergency department at the Trans Mountain campus. Jeremy makes it his goal to provide the highest quality of nursing care to patients in their time of emergency. Thank you, Jeremy, for the difference you make to better our community, and a huge shout out to all healthcare workers.
It's 2-0 at the break. We'll be back with plenty more, including the second half as we continue. You're watching Locomotive Soccer. It's the GECU halftime show. 2-0 Locomotive FC over Monterey Bay. Back in a bit.
Thank you for watching the GECU halftime show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU online banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Presentando el Casa Pre-Owned Advantage en Casa Buick GMC. Tenemos la ventaja de tener una gran selección de autos con más de 700 vehículos para elegir. Es la ventaja de financiamiento fácil, es obtener la aprobación, junto con una garantía limitada de 6 meses, 6,000 millas, incluyendo con cada vehículo. Es la ventaja de nuestra promesa de cashback por 7 días para que compres a gusto fácilmente. Descubre Casa Pre-Owned Advantage hoy y elige entre cientos de autos usados de calidad en Casa Buick GMC.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic, your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Buick GMC. It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 700 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Buick GMC is more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today when you shop from hundreds of quality used cars at Casa Buick GMC.
2-0 Locomotive FC here at the half. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha, Rachel Phillips, and we'll speak to her shortly to get the halftime thoughts of John Hutchinson. But let's take a look at the first half highlights as Locomotive FC was able to make that go. Down on the pitch right now, we're getting a dance exhibition. I know that some of the soccer kids from Las Cruces, New Mexico, your hometown.
I've told us Las Cruces Youth Soccer Night here too, and I have both my kids played soccer, but now only one of the two plays. So Gemma Mocha and Addie are here along with their dad and their team, the Santos, FC Santos.
As we take a look at those highlights, again, Fox loose in the box, Dylan Maris. Great service in Fox. They had gone near post on the other 3 corners they had taken, but as you see, far post here, and Monterey Bay completely left flat-footed as Andrew Fox free in the box.
He fought to get free, and then he made sure he put it down towards the goal line, which is just hard to clear. If it had been up near the defender's head or the keeper, maybe his hands or head, different story. But fortunately, Fox just put it with authority in the back of the net.
Richie Ryan from the right side this time, and that is Fox earning a penalty. How big is that, though? As again, loose on that far post, he gets called, taken down, and earns Locomotive an opportunity for Aaron Gomez to finish this one.
Yeah, he just proven how dangerous he was with the goal, and then they just can't seem to keep up with him as Gomez steps up and just puts it in the back of the net.
Absolutely cool as a cucumber.
True goal
Aaron
scorer.
Gomez with his second of the season. As we get ready to get things started, let's head down to the third member of our team, Rachel Phillips, to talk about the thoughts of John Hutchinson, which has to be, Rachel, a little happier coming out
Yeah,
for
definitely
the second
do.
period, the second half.
Very much, a lot happier from John Hutchinson. He said the message all week has been about fight, and he couldn't be more happy with the fight that this team has showed so far in this first half. He said their defense worked hard, and he wants to see that maintained this second half. He said they need to keep possession of the ball and stop the counterattack, stay organized in the back line, and then get their third and their fourth goal and beyond. That's what Coach John Hutchinson wants to see here in the second half.
Well, a man up again, sent off with his second yellow card. Robbie Crawford getting cautioned in the 9th minute. He was the first player to see yellow tonight. And then to my judgment, a little bit harsh, but again, deliberately, the thinking by Jervis Atagana was that he deliberately put his hand up, put up that chicken wing.
Brought it up, and it's outside the frame of the body.
Right.
That's kind of the way they've made interpretations of it now.
Right, but that is judged by referee Atagana to be a deliberate playing with the hand, thus the second yellow, and Monterey Bay is down to 10. Already had to take off Sam Strong as well due to an injury. They brought on Adrian Rebollar to replace him. So Strong is done, and that has to be a good thing for Aaron Gomez, who has had a couple of run-ins with Mr. Strong, a couple of strong run-ins, we should say.
Exactly.
But here's a breakdown at the back. Gleedle can't make anything of it. Good work by Yuma. The veteran Spaniard just knows how things are going to play out, doesn't he?
Yes. I like to say he's watched this movie before.
That's a good way to phrase it.
I've had people say, how do you know that's going to happen? You're like, well, thousands of times you've seen something similar, and you play. It's a game of predictability and probability, and you don't always get it right, but
how about this pass out of the back? Aron chips his man, and it's 3. Dallas J flailing wildly. Aaron Gomez with his second of the night. Gomez with the brace, Locomotive with 3. A minute and a half into the second half.
Locomotive wasting no time.
Jay forced to come out. Great work and patience by Aaron Gomez.
And he still gets contact made. They are just knocking him anytime they get, but he's making it count when it matters. The Monterey Bay, they're down a man. They just can't keep up.
Out of the back, and Locomotive looking dangerous in the early going. The smoke pots.
As a celebratory smoke.
Yep. Eighth notch is fired up to see it. 3-0 Locomotive with Aaron Gomez and his brace in the 47th minute.
And that
Aaron Gomez with his brace on the evening. Again, the all-time leading goal scorer. He's got 24 in the season, Rachel.
Yeah, guys, we just mentioned Hutchinson wants to see a third and fourth goal. Well, they've got the third now. They're just looking for that fourth and maybe a couple more. You might have noticed in that celebration a new player on the field. That is Ricardo Zacharias. He is now on for Chapa, obviously resting Chapa, who's coming back from an injury.
So Chapa Herrera got back onto the pitch versus Central Valley in the U.S. Open Cup, but that was his first action of the season. And one El Paso and for another. For El Paso area native from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Zacharias, and here's Diego. Diego, wonderful pass. Maris, 1 against 2. Good job by Monterey Bay to make sure Maris couldn't make a turn. The veteran Hugh Roberts in front of that. But Borelli, service, left wing.
Isn't that good to see Borelli on the flank with service into the box. We haven't been able to say that this season.
Indeed, Moby Fear had to do something there. Centrally, trying to hammer that one to Zacharias. First touch of the ball tonight for him. Ryan. Brockbank. Well dealt with by James Murphy. No traction for Chris Cortez. The veteran disappointed there. Cortez, 33 years old, out of Mission Viejo, California. Former teammate of Cristiano Francois. Their paths have crossed soccer-wise in the USL Championship. Francois starting tonight on the bench for Locomotive FC. team captain. Yuma back from Richie Ryan. And again to the Irishman. Fox loose of Brockbank. Zacharias pretty much taking Chapa's place. Chapa put in a shift in that first half, did he not?
Yeah, he was.
Diego, what a move. Diego, the teenager, looking for 4. It's in. Take a bow, young man. 4-0 Locomotive. Diego in double digits for his Locomotive career.
That is how Diego plays. He is technical, creative, and a workhorse.
That move on the left flank, my goodness. Let's take a look at this beautiful action again. Moby Fear up and over. Bit of a sombrero move and rolls one through. And Dallas J thought he was going to go far post.
Yep. He just drives that ball, driven ball on the ground, and instead of trying to chip or sneak it into the far post area, and just beats that keeper trying to guess a little bit.
Rachel had a great view of that Diego move along that left flank. Rachel, what did it look like from your angle?
Scintillating football. That's about as good as I can tell you. The train is on the tracks and it is rolling. During the week, Diego Luna said it's just going to take one win and then it's a snowball effect. Well, how about one goal and then the snowball effect? 4 goals so far for the Locomotive tonight. And hey, we've still got plenty of time left in the game. They want to get some more on the board here. As soon as Diego Luna touched that ball in the corner, the fans up in arms cheering for him, and then obviously the slot into the goal. Locos fans, you got to be happy with that one.
Locos fans very happy with this one all the way around tonight. 4-0 to the hosts. Diego trying to start the ball rolling. Once again up that flank. Yuma. Zacharias centrally to Ryan. Up to Diego. Trying to chip it up and beyond that defense for Sinupe. Locomotive has really spread it around. Fox over the head is able to get that to Zacharias, and a little shirt pull. Zacharias held up by Donor, and a free kick coming for Locomotive. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club's on the road or at home. Nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Caution issued to Andrew Fox. We're in minute 54. I would imagine any Locomotive move beyond what is normally acceptable will be heavily scrutinized. Up already, a man, and leading 4-0.
And I'd like to see the replay on that foul, though. From afar, it didn't look too tough, but it might have been the angle of the tackle or approach.
Sinupe is going to get a head to it. Boy, that was juicy. Surf right up into the middle.
I know Ryan does a great job of closing that down.
Rebellar tried his luck, and Richie Ryan stops it cold. Zacharias, dangerous up the wing. Locomotive an opportunity to be patient. Here's Yuma. Fox and Borelli. Diego a little off target on that pass to Maris. Another throw incoming, though. You have to like what you see if you're John Hutchinson, Heidi, but you see him urging, let's keep moving forward. Well, this is a man who wants to put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 55 minutes and it's 4-0. We have seen plenty of goals happen. Locomotive cannot let up. They need to stay focused for the full 90 minutes. Make it a complete match.
Well,
Just
and
cannot
honestly,
let down. It's that important to continue to move forward, to like kind of reset the season.
Momentum. Absolutely. You don't want to be in your back heels, especially up a man. Bit of a giveaway there. Striding all the way up that right wing is Gleedle. Former Reno 1868 man, leaving off, trying to get it to Donor and Locomotive and Zacharias. Muscular action on Borelli. Whistle for the free kick. As we hit the 57th minute here in El Paso, Texas, so far so good for Locomotive, but you're absolutely right. Momentum's such a huge piece, the missing piece for this Locomotive side. They want to continue it if they can. Ryan out to the left. Zacharias and Diego. Well trapped, looking for Diego in the middle. Maris comes to help out. Maris with a shot, parried away. Kept in play. Good work by Jay to cut down that angle. A hard angle enough to solve for Dylan Maris, but...
Yeah, but Duke, you notice that the chances that the Locomotive are getting are on target. Still, I mean, if the keeper has to make a play on it. Have to. And then sometimes there's going to be a deflection, a second chance opportunity. So I love that focus by the Locomotive on attack.
Rebollar does well to dispossess Diego. On the left side, Martinez. The first times we've been really able to call his name tonight, but last to touch the ball, and it'll be a goal kick for Evan Newton. Evan Newton, the 33-year-old out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Maybe no one happier than him, than he, with the results so far this evening. Sacramento Republic, all-time leading, or league leader in shutouts with 50, saves with 478. So he's been on some teams where he's had to make saves. Sometimes you don't want your keeper to lead the league in saves because it just means
there's a lot of chances against them.
Right.
Right.
But shutouts, clean sheets, that's a different story entirely. Ryan, great reset. Borelli, what a pass. Has to be dealt with, and dealt with well by Hugh Roberts, who'll put it in for a throw.
Yeah, he had to make a play on that, or we had, I think, Gomez on the far post.
Hooked into the middle. Roberts careening over Sanupe is looking for a penalty, won't get one. Again, I think with a 4-0 lead and up a man, it's going to take something egregious to be called tonight. For the rest of the evening. John Hutchinson, though, still directing traffic. He looks more fired up than he did when Locomotive led 2-0. Like a good Australian great white shark. He smells blood in the water, I think. Sanupe. Toyama. Tries to cut that one in. Back with Sekou Kone, who's checked in as well. Kone coming into the 52nd minute to replace Chris Cortez. Frustrating evening for the 33-year-old forward. Locomotive has done his job defensively so far. Roberts straight to the veteran Irishman, Richie Ryan, who returns the favor, frankly. And here's Gleedle. Donor. Nicely slid over for Kone. They can't make that connection stick on the right wing. And a Locomotive throw coming.
Monterey Bay looking to try to make a quick counter, a quick transition, maybe catch Locomotive not transitioning, because they've seen that those errors happen in previous matches. Not tonight yet, but Locomotive has to stay on it, stay focused. But that's what Monterey Bay is looking to kind of just catch a quick one.
Once again, Evan Newton, to this point of the match, no shots on goal, no shots for Monterey Bay. And again, they're playing with 10.
And that says a lot about the defense as a team. Indeed. That the Locomotive is playing.
They'll switch it wide to the left side. Here's Toyama. Toyama, nice cross, but headed out of trouble by Borelli. It'll be a Monterey Bay throw.
And really getting on the end of service like that, it's a reading where it's going to be, anticipating where it's going to be, and a commitment to win that ball. So Borelli there on the far post. Well done.
All the way back for Monterey Bay. And again, we pointed out Evan Newton has to be happy with the way his defense is played in front of him. Rachel, he's got to be pleased as punch with the way things are going tonight.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a reprieve for Evan Newton, which I'm sure he's happy about with tonight's match. The defensive line in front of him holding strong and really not making him do much work. Those times that he has touched the ball, though, the crowd has cheered for him, which is very different to what we saw in previous weeks. Just last home game, they were booing every time he touched the ball because of the amount of goals that he had let in. I spoke to Hutch about that in the last couple of weeks, and he said, you know, Evan's a big boy. He understands that the fans want him to perform. They want something from him, and he's going to hold firm and try and do this team justice and save some goals. And, well, tonight he hasn't have to do that, but things are looking a little threatening now as Monterey Bay in that zone.
But here is Sanupe on the counter. Sanupe will take it himself and deliver it wide. Goal kick coming. Well, to my point, you know, with the boos that come up, you don't mind hearing the boos. John Hutchinson talked about that as well, as we pointed out earlier. You don't mind hearing the boos. It just shows that people care. But when you boo the keeper specifically, if you haven't singled out that thing where when a player touches a ball, you boo him. If you haven't done that to, say, Josh Suggs at any time in the past 4 years, don't do that to your starting keeper.
Well, and keepers got thick skin.
Indeed, but good job here for Monterey Bay, trying to work something. The centering pass from Rebollar, straight into the waiting arms of Evan Newton.
I mean, a keeper's job is incredibly athletic when they're called upon, but it is a mental. They're just thinkers of the game. They direct, organize, and they have played for a long time in that position, and it is always the one that gets all the glory or all the criticism. So you would like to have, Locomotive fans be a little bit more supportive, but he's going to play well, the best he can regardless.
Sanupe does well to keep it. Lost a handle there, though. And Rebollar, who's been active tonight. It's going to be a foul. Sekou Kone taken down. It'll be Yuma. Kone, all of 6'4", 217 pounds. The native of Liberia, taken down by the Spaniard Yuma, 5'9", 170. But it's Yuma who's going to pick up the caution here in minute 64, and he did what he could. WrestleMania was last weekend, right?
I think the official might be seeing that they're a man down for Monterey Bay, and if Locomotive are going to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe looking to be a little early on the card decision.
Card.
Yes.
Quick to the front pocket. James Murphy on the restart. Decides to go near, and Toyama.
They were looking to play an isolation play. Just get, you always want to have you versus no one, going in on the keeper, but 1v1, if you have a 1v1 situation on a flank, serve it in. Fortunately, they played just a little bit too long.
That was Martinez. Could not hang on to the ball, and another goal kick for Evan Newton. Richie Ryan, the human metronome. Locomotive continuing to work it around. Possession and passing in this second half, up a man. You've got to think it's going to be even better in the second half than it was in the first. You would expect that.
You would expect that.
Locomotive certainly turned in quite the performance tonight. Here's Maris as the carob finds him. Maris, nice cutback. Too many light blue jerseys in front.
He's just looking for that tiny sliver of space to unleash it.
Zacharias to Gomez on the hat trick. Aron. That surprised him, and I think he just did well to put any kind of body part on it.
Just kind of got caught up, a little too tight.
4-0 as we enter the 67th minute. Locomotive settling as Dylan Maris takes a spill. Just some solid contact by Rebollar. Fox and Yuma. Locomotive can take its time. What does this do in a locker room? And I'm sure you've been in locker rooms where things have not been going well for a team. As Diego into space for Zacharias. We'll complete that thought in a bit. Zacharias is going to earn Locomotive a corner. He puts that off of Donor's feet. Donor's been in it tonight. Another corner kick coming for Locomotive. Their 5th of the match, and it will be Dylan Maris to serve it up. What does that do to a locker room, Heidi, when you've been down, when you've not had the start you wanted at all, when it's been ugly, and all of a sudden you turn a performance in like this so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to bring back a little bit of happy spirits and a little bit more focus to continue.
Maris looking for Brockbank. It is steered over, and a goal kick coming.
And there's a lot of new players to go along with the Locomotive veterans, and they've all had to keep it together, and now they need to just kind of use a good performance to continue to work hard at training, to continue to say, okay, look at the kind of defensive effort that we put out tonight as a unit, as a team, as a whole. Like, we had a offensive explosion and we took care of business. So they should all just kind of keep coming together. I mean, I think Diego had talked about them trying to spend time outside of just the trainings together to just build that camaraderie, because when it is tough, it's really hard to stay positive, and that really helps you through the hard times. And then it's even more fun when you're having a positive
good old
results.
time.
I mean, this is their job, but playing a sport is fun.
Nice heel sweep. Diego. And the shot is wide. Zacharias. Flag is up.
Keeper tries to get a fairly quick restart, but just a little off target.
That was a goal kick.
Right.
As you say, trying for the quick restart, but
turns it over in doing so.
Monterey Bay is just they've looked for some traction in Frank Yallop's squad.
Well, we haven't seen what we thought they were going to try to really do on attack, as far as getting it out wide, getting forward, and service into the box. So that's kind of been their nemesis tonight, not finding their way, their game. So kudos to Locomotive.
And here's Zacharias into the red basket for Dallas J.
But on target this time.
Indeed. Another on-target shot. Frank Yallop, head coach for San Jose, 2001 to 2003, 2 MLS Cup titles. Canadian national team coach. This guy decorated every level of the game in North America after playing for Ipswich Town in the UK. But tonight, not able to play his game at all. Locomotive's defense, frankly, has had a lot to do with that. Locomotive has just possessed the ball to the point where they haven't been able to get anything set up. And when they've tried to, down the wings, it's just not been forthcoming, has it?
No.
Yuma knocking it around with Fox. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Flag stays down. Diego, excellent pass to the far post. Diego! That's on target. Jay's got it. Great give and go with Dylan Maris. And another shot on frame. Shout out to Heidi Mocha. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source of engaging soccer talk. USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock Mountain. Hear live matches from the USL, Major League Soccer, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and the Sirius XM app. And a foul whistled. It'll be a free kick for Monterey Bay. Let's take a look at Diego's last effort here. Maris the chip. Nicely done. The 17-year-old. Strike it, he is 18. We should point this out. Still might be at the age where that's kind of important, you know?
Yeah. But I like how Diego, Dylan finds Diego coming late as a late runner into the box. And just gets his head on it, but just not enough to get it past the keeper.
Still opportunistic, though.
Yes.
4-0.
You got to know where he is.
Keep your eye on that young man. As Gervisa Tagana with some talking to Dylan Maris. Restart here, Dallas J. Foul call on Richie Ryan.
I think he had his hands on him, and the ref is, like we've said, being a little bit quick on the whistle.
There you see Frank Yallop, 40 years in coaching in North America. He's seen it all. Like literally from across the pond playing with Ipswich Town, but here in the United States, the growth of the game from the 90s to the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 20s. That'll be a foul on Monterey Bay as the free kick delivered wide regardless, as Richie Ryan taken down to the box. Mr. Kone returning the favor, I think, for the foul that started that free kick. Frank Yallop, and I think of Dominic Kinnear, who did such a great job, Yallop's assistant, and then head coach when the Earthquakes originally moved to Houston to become the Dynamo. Earthquakes obviously given another franchise there in San Jose. Starting life as the Clash back in the day. All those great MLS, the Mutiny, the Clash. The Crew's still around.
Duke, you're like an encyclopedia of soccer, if anybody still knows what that is. Except us.
Right.
It's like,
here's Luna. Nice serve. Bounces nicely for Maris. Coming loose, the shot is in! Doesn't matter. It does matter. It's 5-0.
Maris has gotten the ball several times, dancing in some dangerous areas and just not finding that hole to get that shot. But that one perfectly placed on frame in the corner on the ground. You cannot ask for a better clinical finish than that.
A seeing eye shot to the far post and in for the man from Zionsville, who takes the lead for goal scoring now with 3. Just looking, he's been looking for this kind of setup, looking for that little seam. You've talked about it tonight. He found it there.
And it's so well placed. You know, the keeper screened just enough. He makes a good effort, but look, it is
inch perfect.
Barely gets a paw on it, but it's so well struck in place that now it's 5-0 for Locomotive.
Let's head down to Rachel Phillips for more on that one as once again Dylan Maris enjoying his soccer. Hang on, here's Zacharias. Zacharias throws his man over. It'll be a free kick to Monterey Bay. Back down to Rachel for more on that goal.
Yeah,
what
guys,
a wonderfully struck ball.
Edge of your seat stuff. I don't blame you for stopping to look at if Zacharias is going to convert on that goal, because at this point we've seen 5 goals already. What's to say we won't see more? That goal from Dylan Mares, I think he was feeling a bit like, hey, I need to get one on the board now. Aaron Gomez surpassed me in the total goals scored for this season. I need to get back up and tie it up with him. The key now, I think I've spoken to Hutch enough to know exactly what he's thinking, and it's, yes, we have a lot of goals on the board, but we need to stay strong defensively. I'm sure they're hoping for a clean sheet, really put an emphasis on this win, an exclamation point, if you will.
That would be the exclamation point if Locomotive can keep Monterey Bay off the board. Once again, here's Diego up that left wing. They found some joy there tonight. To the middle. Maris. Brockbank. Diego to the Englishman. Harry Brockbank. Locomotive basically on one half of the pitch. Nice seeing eye shot. Brockbank will commit a foul trying to get a hold of that. Jiro Toyama taken down. As we hit the 78th minute, Locomotive from start to finish, a dominating effort so far tonight.
It has been a completely different team defensively than we have seen the Locomotive this season.
Don Postacoglu knew exactly what he was talking about in talking to his pupil, John Hutchinson. When it turns on, it'll turn on, and then you won't be able to turn it off. That's going to be a free kick as Kone's taken down. They haven't really gotten the ball in a place where Kone's been dangerous, but he's drawn a number of fouls, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's drawing the attention, and Locomotive knows that they need to put pressure on him.
Sekou Kone, the big Liberian. Has 1 goal tallied so far. We haven't seen Chase Boone tonight. Their goal-scoring leader with 3. And maybe if health is a concern after playing a couple of matches, Locomotive in the same spot Monterey Bay is. The match last weekend, Open Cup midweek, and it'll be Kone to strike this. Kone can't make it through the wall. Andrew Fox hobbling away from that. Sent in, easy gather for Newton. On the right wing side, Donor has been frustrated all evening. Back line, right wing. Been very visible with his frustration this evening as Monterey Bay has just been hard up against it. We should point out 5 goals is the most Locomotive has ever scored in team history. And another foul drawn as Toyama takes down Sanupe. In another very dangerous spot. We've talked about this before. Anything at an angle is so difficult for the defensive team because any touch could send the ball the wrong way, whether it's your team or the other team. Quite the meeting of the minds there. Richie Ryan, Diego Luna, and Dylan Maris. But it appears to be the Irishman who will take this touch. Richie Ryan trying to go directly for goal. He's going to have to sprint to keep this one away from an opportunistic Sam Gleadle. Borelli, Maris. Maris deep enough to be a number 6 rather than a number 10. but why not? Borelli thinks the better of that. Back to Fox. As we hit the 81st minute in El Paso. Locomotive content to work it around. Stop and start for the Eagle. Now to the left wing. Ryan, good thought for Borelli. Now played in. Zacharias trying to turn. Gets an angle on it. Still live, still loose. And kicked out for a corner as Maury Donor absolutely wants a foul. But it's going to be a corner for El Paso instead. Donor thought Zacharias shoved him down, and if I'm being frank, he might have a point. But it's a corner kick for El Paso. The team captain Roberts over to talk with Jervis Atagana. Ramirez will play it short to the Eagle. Let the young man go to work. Thinks the better of trying to take it along the byline. Maris to Ryan. He wants something to go up that left wing. But you see, they've drawn a couple of pairs of eyes as the Eagle. Monterey Bay may be down to 10, but they're not going to let that young man go one-on-one with anybody. Eighth notch keeping the atmosphere going. Long reset, that's going to be offside. Flag is up for Harry Brockbank. Into the 83rd, it has been a dominating effort for this Locomotive squad. Corner after corner after corner. Shot after shot after shot on target.
On target,
right?
Exactly.
I should have just let you complete that because
I knew where you were going.
Yes. Maris, Ryan. As the chants keep coming from section 105. Fans have to enjoy what they've seen tonight from the home side. Locomotive zeroing in on its first win of the season. Into the 84th we go. Yuma. Sonupe. Seeing eyeball from Richie Ryan. Well done, Aron. Roberts does a good job just staying in front. Good work by the defender. Possession, 70.5% for Locomotive in this game. (21-2) shots, and here we go. Sonupe sidesteps, chips it, far post, and it's just over. Great feed from Maris. Sonupe wants into the act as well. Shots on target to none. 12 shots, 21 shots total to 2. Total domination here tonight for El Paso. Again, playing this second 45. A man up on Monterey Bay. Crawford drawing a pair of yellow cards, his second for a handball that was judged to be deliberate.
Yeah, that definitely kind of took a little bit of the wind out of Monterey Bay. Chance to try to come back. But Locomotive did not let down. Got to give them credit with the past few games and the results that they've been having and the frustration to just stay positive, keep with it, and show a performance like they have tonight on offense and defensively. So they just we're looking to get to that 90th minute, play the complete game.
86th minute. Yuma. Locomotive continues to play keep away. Diego. Again, drawing a pair of feet. Or 2 pairs of feet, I should say. Every time he touches the ball. Diego over the top. Maris gets a touch. Zacharias trying to control. Well done. Monterey Bay. Boyar does his job. Evan Newton. Lots of black jerseys and that big red one around the ball.
And he hasn't been really called upon to even try to use his feet far out tonight.
True.
The Locomotive defense has been there.
Aron, flag is up.
But the Locomotive defense has done a good job to not really let the ball get in behind them or, get into a foot race situation where, to put him in that spot.
11 versus 11 in the first 45. No shots on net, no shots, period, for Monterey Bay. They've had 2 a man down here in the second half. As Locomotive FC will bring in Siobhan for Harry Brockbank. And apparently there will be 4 subs coming onto the pitch here for Locomotive FC as Rachel Phillips has a little more on these 4 subs, and John Hutchinson spelling his team a little bit tonight, Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, definitely, and why wouldn't you when you've got such a good lead? Obviously, you see Eric Carvillo, John Brown, Nick Hines, and Cristiano Francois coming on tonight. Francois, if he were to have played 35 minutes tonight, he would have tied the most scores, got 10,000 minutes here. Obviously, he's only getting a few minutes in tonight, but he's going to work towards getting some more minutes in the future games, but he'll get a couple minutes here as well as the overtime. So a big substitution now for the Locomotive, just resting some of their key players that have done so well tonight and putting on some fresh legs to see what else we can do in the final couple of minutes.
Right. Here in the 88th. Couple of more minutes plus stoppage time to go. Francois, that is rarefied air. 10,000 minutes in the USL Championship. We talked about it earlier. How cool is it to see guys who have played and earned a living playing soccer in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, you get to play a game for your career and your job, and now it's a different world than when it was first having to be done. I'm sure there was multiple jobs, not just soccer being done to make ends meet.
Play on, says the referee. The foul on Andrew Fox. Locomotive maintains possession. Good through ball. And Siobhan into the middle. Looking for Zacharias, trying to wrap his leg around that. To no avail. Good work by Dawkins to hold his ground. Striker, that's Moby Fear. But right, that was, I mean, you talked about Major League Soccer. Those players were earning $12,000, $13,000 a season for first division soccer in the United States back when the league first started in '96. And we're going to have a caution issue that is after the play was done. Kone, persistent infringement. As you saw, Atagana point to different spots on the pitch. So Kone in the 90th minute now issued the caution. Locomotive continuing. Francois wants to go. He's going to get an opportunity to. Flag stays down. Francois tries the shot. Dallas J saw that one.
No, but I got to give Francois credit on that strike, because those are easy to get under and serve it up over the net. And so even though it was the keeper made a save on it, He did get that strike where it would have been within the frame of the goal. So, I mean, that is not, he made it look easy to do. It's not.
Another shot on target, which, if the count is correct, would be their 13th. There will be 2 minutes of equal living stoppage time, basically for the substitutions. Hines getting his first touches. Calvillo to Hines. Hines is going to run this down. My goodness. Hines a little loose. Francois, that's up and over. That won't make my partner too happy, but hard to argue with 5-0.
No, but I like that ball, the dropped ball just into the box. I think Zacharias had a little slip, or he might have been the one trying to put that in the back of the net.
Dallas J. There's Francois. Some solid work by Toyama, still going in the middle of the pitch. Up the pitch we go. Boyar, he's been full value since his subbing in. At halftime, he's the man who came on for Sam Strong. Locomotive, seconds away from what would be their first win of the season. Chipped over the top, it's too far for Diego, picked up by Dallas J, and will this be it? 5-0 Locomotive on the verge of their first win of the season. And importantly for Evan Newton, his 51st shutout of the year, of his career.
And Coach Hutchinson's first win as the Locomotive head coach.
Evan Newton, thankful for this. Locomotive, certainly thankful for this. 5-0 as Locomotive FC gets win number 1 of the season. Both of these teams now at 1-4 on the year, but it was all Locomotive from start to finish tonight, Heidi.
It absolutely was. That is what you call a complete game for Locomotive, offensively and defensively.
And that's what you've been waiting to see, a full 90 minutes on the part of Locomotive offensively and defensively. We've certainly seen it. Back with the post-game show when we continue. You're watching Locomotive Soccer, 5-0 El Paso. Welcome back, Southwest University Park, the scene of an absolute domination by Locomotive FC. 5-0 over Monterey Bay. Up a man for the second half. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha, but those fans are happy this evening as we take a look at our full match stats. And it was as dominating as the scoreline for Locomotive FC. 23 total shots to just 2 from Monterey Bay. 12 on target to none. 57% shot accuracy, much to my partner's happiness. Passing accuracy, 89.4%. It got better as the match went along, as you would expect. Possession got better as well, 70%. Just an amazing start-to-finish 90-minute performance for the first time this season, Heidi.
Yeah, it is back to the Locomotive home-winning ways with 5 goals. I think that it's the most that they have scored in a match. And to create that many offensive opportunities on target. But what is not on there tonight is the defensive performance. To pull out that clean sheet, that is something that's going to go down for Newton, but it is going to be a team clean sheet.
Well, let's head down to the pitch, and Rachel, who is with our Estrella of the match, Diego.
I'm joined by Diego Luna, your Estrella of the match. Diego, firstly, I got to give you this. Congratulations. You're tonight's Estrella of the match. Obviously, I got to start with the obvious question. Your first win of the season by the biggest margin in franchise history, no less. How much does this win mean to this team?
Yeah, it's a big win, coming off, all those losses. We have to come back and bounce back. And from now on, we got the snowball effect. We're going to keep the ball rolling, and it's great to get a win this big, to start off the journey.
What means more to the team, the fact that it's a clean sheet or the fact you put 5 goals on the board?
I think the clean sheet is a big accomplishment for us, having us letting in a lot of goals in the past 4 or 5 games. So I think that's the biggest achievement.
Obviously for yourself tonight, a fair few shots on goal and then a goal yourself. A bit of individual brilliance, if you will. What did you see on that goal?
Yeah, I kind of, my thing that I do, and it finally worked, so I'm glad.
Obviously, I'm sure there's something you want to say to these fans. They stuck with you guys through a pretty rough start to the season. What exactly do you want to say to them and to everyone who showed out here tonight?
I need to thank the crowd and all of you guys for coming out, having a tough start to the season. You guys showed up, and this is it, man. I love this. This is Locos right here, so I love it. Thank you, guys.
Diego Luna, your Estrella of the match. Diego, we're going to give you this little ball here. You can actually sign it, and one lucky fan is going to get the ball from your Estrella of the match, Diego Luna. Congratulations on a massive win and incredible performance from you yourself.
Happy birthday to my dad. I love you, and yeah.
A birthday performance for his dad, nonetheless. Diego Luna, everyone, your Estrella of the match.
Thank you very much, Rachel, and we'll see Diego boot this one in. I don't know, is he going to boot it or throw it? We'll find out. Boot this into the crowd. He's got to chuck this one way or the other. And some lucky fan is going to get this right in front of Diego, who put in a great performance this evening. A pair of goals by Aron Gomez as well. And Locomotive off to a rip-roaring start this evening. And what are you seeing for the teenager here as he works up that left wing side, Heidi?
Well, he was looking for someone to beat.
It's a good
he
way to put
uses
it.
his crafty technical ability to juke that defender, brings it over and looks, how can I set myself up, and just places that clinical driven ball into the back of the net, beating the keeper. And having some fun there, showing off at the 8th notch end for the Locomotive fans.
Great work by the 18-year-old Diego, opening his Locomotive account this evening with this goal. And another Locomotive player on the scoreboard. Locomotive now with 13 goals on the season. Just amazing stuff. Let's take our look at our physical play of the match, brought to you by Physical Hand and Therapy Centers. As Locomotive fans, certainly happy tonight here at Southwest University Park. It's been a good evening for these El Paso fans. And it's Fox in the box. The incredible the fantastic Mr. Fox. Worked to get open and was able to put that one in. That opened Locomotive's account tonight, Heidi.
Yeah, perfect Dylan Maris service, and Foxy fights to get to that ball, finishes it in the back of the net, gets it started for Locomotive.
And moving into the next match, brought to you by the Brian Bird's home selling team. It'll be on the road in San Antonio. Well, that young man has put in quite the performance as well. San Antonio FC has certainly been off to a great start so far this evening, but Locomotive coming to town with lots of momentum.
The team, the team that they're going to play has won 3 of their first 4 matches, so El Paso's come quite familiar with them over the years.
Outstanding work for Locomotive FC. For our producer and director, Juan Gutierrez, Cesar Ruiz. For Heidi Mocha, for Rachel Phillips, I'm Duke Keith. Locomotive FC 5, Monterey Bay 0. See you here in a couple of weeks. Until then, so long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.